how do I keep motivation after being rejected?
So I'm going to look at this from a completeness of the human emotionality perspective. So we've got kind of two energies, right? One is the disappointment, and however this person has experienced it, I'll just name possibilities: disappointment, frustration, collapse, insecurity, uncertainty, whatever the energy is of the rejection. And then on the other, of course, you've got where I want to go, which is, the motivation and the engagement and the self-support and the so on. I think you need to make space for processing and reconciling both. The tendency as humans is to want to go straight to the ha energy of, and now I'm going to onboard this cerebral belief, and I'm going to do this whatever practice and behavior, and I'm going to jump straight into the emotion of energized motivation. And for sure you can get there. And in order for that to be complete and resolved and the fullness of who you are, you might want to spend a little bit of time with understanding the part of you that feels rejected and holding that part with compassion. I'm a great fan of journaling. It's a space in which you can hear yourself. If you had those two distinct energies and you wrote from your rejection and just let the rejection speak. I feel this, I felt this, I heard this, I collapsed when I experienced this, I'm disappointed this. Fully let it express and write back from the part of you that what does it want to hear? What does it want to know? What support does it need in order to feel motivated to move forward? Because that's the completeness of being human. And so how do I keep motivated after being rejected? I would allow myself to be in the rejection. I would allow that to be heard and reconciled and understood and healed. And then I would rebuild the motivation from there. But I wouldn't short circuit straight to the motivation because it's incomplete.
Yeah, that's a good point. Without sharing all the details, but I am close to someone who's experienced rejection in the last couple of days. And it's funny, as we've spoken to people, a lot of the advice has been like, hey, just wallow for a bit. I don't know whether wallow is the right, I guess it depends on your idea of wallowing. But being able to just go, hey, it's okay to sit with it for a little bit and to just process that before you kind of move on. Yes, we've definitely heard that from a few people in the last day or two. Ever experienced rejection, Michael?
Yep.
How do you handle it?
Look, I wish I handled it as well as Katie explained to handle it. I was probably a little less aware of myself when some of the significant times of rejection have happened, but I can absolutely say 100% after having experienced it and lived through it that way is, whether it's the word wallow, sit with, reflect on, learn from, whatever it might be, is absolutely be with it for a while first, understand it, try and understand why it happened if possible. Sometimes there isn't a logical answer that you can come up with. Sometimes it's purely sitting on the other person or the organisation or whatever. But also know that it wasn't completely, don't beat yourself up over it, because for me it wasn't completely me. But yes, I participated. So what did I do to contribute to that rejection, and what can I do better next time? So it's the walk away.
Yeah, excellent.